I did not tell Holt what the listener told me. I want that on the record, whatever this turns into. I told her it was a precursor, that it warned us, that the thing is an erasing and not an army. I did not tell her it said do not let them reach the place where it sleeps. I told myself I was protecting her. I have always been good at telling myself things. Holt heard, the thing moved a year in an hour, and did not flinch. She heard unwrites words and leaned in, and she gave the order I should have refused, the order the listener had warned me about, in the calm voice of a woman who has already decided. Map the route, world by world, toward the position in the door. Find the place it comes from. And do it quickly, while there is still a chain left to walk. I should have refused. I want to be the kind of man who would have refused. But I am a dying man who stays alive one borrowed body at a time, and Holt holds the door to every one of them, and a coward learns the exact shape of his own leash very quickly. So I told myself the lie that got me through. I told myself I would map the route and learn the danger, and then, when I knew enough, I would find a way to do what the listener asked. I have noticed that the lies I tell myself always end with me doing the brave thing later. Later is a country I have never once visited. Bello kept the map. Every world we touched, she pinned. And the closer the pins crept to the position in the door, the quieter she became, until she was not really speaking to us at all, just to the map, the way Holt speaks to the door. We were all of us, I see now, starting to talk to the thing we were afraid of instead of to each other. That is how you know a crew is coming apart. They stop arguing, they start praying. Reyes did not argue. Reyes never argues, she just makes the survivable version of a bad order. Bello argued and was overruled. Rook said he was in, because Rook is always in, and squeezed my shoulder with a hand the size of a plate, and told me not to look so grim, old man. He had taken to calling me old man. He was the only one who could tell under the young face that is what I am. The deeper we went, the worse the worlds became. Not ruined. Ruins would have been a comfort. Unfinished. We crossed onto a world where the sky had no color because no one had ever decided on one, where the ground gave way to nothing at the horizon, where the wind carried the sound of a place forgetting itself. We were near the edge of the erasing. We were looking at what a world becomes when the tide has touched it but not yet finished. I want to be clear about what we saw, because no one who has not stood there will believe it. There was no rubble, no fire, no bodies. There was less and less of a world the further you looked, until looking itself stopped working, until the eye slid off the edge of what had been a horizon and found nothing at all to land on. A place can be killed, we are used to that. This was a place being told very patiently that it had never been alive, that it had never been at all. And the place was beginning, terribly, to agree. Bello called it. She said the unwriting was closer than the door's number suggested, that the number was an average and averages lie, and that we had perhaps minutes before this world's turn came round. I started carving us home, and the edge reached Rook. He did not scream. I have replayed it 1,000 times, and he did not scream. He looked down, and he looked at me, and he said, "Set them home, navigator." And then the part of the world he was standing on had simply never existed, and the white came up over him like a page turning, and he was not taken, and he did not die. He was unwritten, there is no body, there is no grave. There is a large, gentle man who called me old man, and now there is the place where the sentence about him used to be. And then there were 3 of us, back on the cavern floor, and Reyes was holding my shoulder where Rook used to put his hand, and I was trying to remember something and could not. That is the other cost. I lost a piece of myself in that crossing, the way you do, the way Reyes warned me. And the cruelty of it, the exact cruelty, is that I cannot tell you what I lost. I only know the shape of the gap. I think it was something my wife used to say, I will never know now. Holt came in. She did not count us. She did not ask about Rook. She went straight to the door, to the number, and she read how far we had got, how close to the edge, and something crossed her face that I had not seen on it before. It was not grief, it was relief. We had got close to the sleeping place, and that was what she wanted. Not to flee it, not to seal the doors. Good, she said softly to the door, not to us. We're almost in range. And I stood there with a man unwritten and a hole where my wife's voice used to be, and I finally understood that the listener had warned me about the wrong thing. The danger was never only what is coming toward us. It was the woman standing at the door who has been steering us toward it all along.